Today we're on page 7 of our Chapter 4 notes packet. Section 4.9 is circles. Another topic, hopefully you recall from geometry. Center radius form of the equation of a circle. The formula for the equation of a circle with center hk and radius r is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Note, x and y remain as variables. HK represent the coordinates of the center, and R is the radius. So in the next three problems here, let's identify the center and radius of each circle. Now, when I taught geometry, I would simply say, well, look inside your parentheses and pull out the opposite of what's there. Right? We have x plus 4 squared, so we pull out the opposite of positive 4, negative 4, and the opposite of negative 3, positive 3. So this is the coordinates of our center. And the radius is simply the square root of 16. So the radius would equal the square root of 16, which is 4. Number 2, there's x plus nothing squared, and then y minus 2 squared. So our coordinates of our center are 0, and the opposite of negative 2, positive 2. And our radius is the square root of 24, which will just simplify. We're thinking 4 times 6, and the square root of 4 is 2. So 2 square root of 6. So here's our center and our radius. Number 3, go ahead, try it. Center is going to be opposite, positive 3, negative 5, and the radius, square root of 15. Good. Next, write the equation of a circle given the coordinates of the center C and the radius R. Okay, so if the center is 3, 1, we just plug into our formula at x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. You don't have to write the formula. Okay, so we have x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 7 squared, which is 49. So here's our equation. Right? The 3 is simply replaces our h, and 1 replaces our k. Number 5, center is negative 2, 7. X minus negative 2 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals r squared, square root of 10 squared. Let's just clean this up. This is x plus 2 squared plus y minus 7 squared. Square root of 10 squared is 10. This is our equation. And number 6. X minus 0 is simply going to be x, so that's x squared, plus y minus 0 is y squared equals 1 squared is 1. So x squared plus y squared equals 1. And when you see equations like these, you need to be able to recognize them as being equations of a circle in center radius form, and you need to be able to pull out the center and the radius. Next, number 5. Oops, this would actually, I guess this should be number 6. No, number 7. Well, excuse the mistake in numbering these problems. We have write the equation of a circle whose center is 3, negative 2, and the point 5, 3 is a point on the circle. All right, well, we have the center. That's no problem. So to start this is x minus 3 squared plus y minus negative 2 squared equals, well, we need r. What is our radius? Well, there's a couple of ways we could do this. Distance formula from last year, that would work. Or from geometry, that is, if you had geometry last year. So the distance would be the difference in x's, 5 minus 3. I want to do distance equals, sorry. That would be the difference in x's squared, so 5 minus 3 squared, plus the difference in y's, 3 minus negative 2 squared, And that's 2 squared is 4. 5 squared is 25. That's 4 plus 25. So it's the square root of 29. So the distance between the 2 points from the center to a point on the circle is the square root of 29. Well, that means from center to a point on the circle, that is the radius. So the radius is equal to the square root of 29, and we just need to square that, which is 29. Let me go back, clean this up a little bit. X minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 29. That's our equation. Now, if you don't recall the distance formula, what else could you do? Well, you could simply take, we have the start of our equation. You could simply take the point on the circle, 5, 3, put 5 in for x. Oh, 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. That's what I got over here. And 3, and for y, 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 squared is 29. That's what I got over here. And 4 plus 25 is 29. Next, write the equation of each circle graphed below. All right, so we need to pull out the center. And let's see, for this equation, looks to be right here. So the center is 3, 1. What's our radius? Oh, good, we can count. The radius, 2, 4, 5, and r is 5. So our equation, x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 5 squared, which is 25. Next, our next circle, center is 0, 0, the origin. Our radius, okay, it's a little more than 4. What? We can't say just a little more than 4. We have to figure out the actual length of the radius. So we're going to take a point on the circle that's a nice corner of a box, like this point right here. And if I draw from the center to that point, well, that's my radius. What is its length? Let's make a right triangle out of this so that the radius is now the hypotenuse of our right triangle. And we have 2, 4, and a length of 2. So I've just counted the length of the legs of our right triangle. This one is 4, and this one is 2. And now Pythagorean theorem. Right? 4 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. In this case, our hypotenuse is our radius. 16 plus 4 is 20. So c squared is 20. Well, when we go to write our equation, we actually need the radius squared. So let's just leave r squared is 20. So this is x squared plus y squared equals 20. And the square root of 20, right, would be 4 something. Number 8. Looks like our center is 3, negative 1. All right, so we can start off with x minus 3 squared plus y minus negative 1 squared, which is just going to be y plus 1. And now, again, find the point on the circle. I'm going to choose this one right here. That's on the corner of a square. Connect your center to that point. Make a right triangle. And use Pythagorean theorem. That's 2 by 3. So 2 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. That's 4 plus 9 is 13. So c is the square root of 13. But again, when we plug into our equation, we need r squared. So square root of 13 squared is going to be 13. Cleaning up, x minus 3 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 13. There's our equation. And hopefully, practically this whole page, you should recall from geometry. So what's new? Next page, page 8, standard form of the equation of a circle. Usually in Algebra 2, you're going to see standard form. that's where you have your exponents go in descending order. Your squares, your linears, and then your constant. Steps for rewriting from standard form to center radius form. And you have here example 1, all right? This is what's called standard form of the equation of a circle. You've got x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 6y plus 9 equals 0. We have to write this in center radius. And these are the steps. You're going to write in x squared plus dx plus blank plus y squared plus cy plus blank equals negative f plus blank plus blank. Right? What does that all mean? Well, dx was only your x term, ey was only your y term, and f was your constant. So really what we're doing is we're applying complete the square method to both x's and y's. Recall, whenever we use complete the square, the coefficient of x squared must be 1. All right, so here we go. So we're going to write x squared minus 2x plus blank, then our y terms, plus y squared plus 6y plus blank equals, we want our constant on the other side, so that would be negative 9 plus blank plus blank. Now, so we're applying complete the square to our x's. So we go to our linear term, negative 2x, look at the coefficient, divide it by 2, that's negative 1. Square it, and that's what goes in each first blank on each side. Next, go to our y squared plus 6y plus blank. Take the linear term, take the coefficient 6, divide it by 2, that's 3, square it, that's 9. So we add 9 to both second blanks. Now, we form this into the trinomial x minus 1 squared, and this into the trinomial x plus 3 squared, and just adding on the other side, we have 1. This is it. This is the equation of a circle in center radius form. Its center is the opposite of negative 1, positive 1, the opposite of positive 3, negative 3, and the radius is equal to the square root of 1, which is 1. Next, number 2. Let's take this. This is standard form of the equation of a circle. We want to write it in center radius form. Okay, so let's get my x's together first. So x squared minus 10x plus blank, then our y's plus y squared minus 6y plus blank equals, constant goes on the other side, so we would subtract 25, negative 25 plus blank plus blank. All right, now, what goes in our first blank? Take the coefficient, negative 10, divide it by 2, that's negative 5. Square it, it's 25. Both sides of the equation. Next, negative 6, divided by 2, it's negative 3. Squared is 9. Now on our left-hand side, what do we have? X minus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 9. This is the equation of a circle. Its center is 5, 3, and its radius is the square root of 9, which is 3. So actually, let's go and plot that. Probably should have went and plotted the first one. Let's go back and plot both 1 and 2. So going back to 1, center was 1, negative 3, radius 1. Center is 1, negative 3, radius is 1. Now there's a real small circle here. Remember, just plot the 4 points to guide you in drawing your circle. Next, center 5, 3, and radius 3. So I plot the center 5, 3, and now a radius of 3, so I count north 3, south 3 from the center, east and west 3. There are my 4 points to guide me in drawing my circle. Alright, and the last one, number 3 here. Oh boy. Lead coefficient's not 1. Okay, so we need to divide everything by 4. Right? Divide everything through by 4. So I'll have x squared plus, I think in the same step, I'm also going to put it in its correct form, meaning I'm going to write my x term next. So that would be plus 3x plus blank plus y squared. Negative 24y divided by 4 is negative 6, so minus 6y plus blank equals, now this is going to be negative 41 divided by 4, right? It's going to be 41 divided by 4, but I got to bring it over to the other side, so negative 41 quarters. Uh-oh, here we go with fractions. Keep telling you, fractions need to become your friends. All right, oh boy, another fraction. Bear with me here. Hang in. Divide that by 2, and you get 3 halves, and we need to square that, and that's 9 quarters. All right, so we add 9 quarters to both sides, the first blanks. Now, negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 squared is 9. Okay, so here we are. We formed this trinomial that factors into x plus 3 halves squared. And then this trinomial is y minus 3 squared. And in order to add here, let's see, 9 quarters is, 9 is equivalent to how many quarters? It is equal to how many quarters? 36. So we're adding, negative 41. I'll group these together. 9 and 36 is 45. And then a negative 41 is 4. So that's 4 quarters. Oh, look at that. Oh, it worked out to be 1. Okay, so this is our equation. Kind of ran out of room here, but let me rewrite it. So x plus 3 halves squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 1. This is the equation of our circle in center radius form. So now we can go to the graph. Its center is negative 3 halves, comma 3. So negative 3 halves, that's negative 1 1/2, 3. So here's its center, and then the radius of 1. I'll go up 1, south 1, east and west. And there's our little circle. And this concludes our video for tonight. Thank you.